If I told you that solving 100 LeetCode problems could improve your problem solving abilities by 450%, yet solving an additional 1,000 problems after that makes little to no difference, you would probably think I'm crazy. Meet Mansai Agarwal, a LeetCoder in the top 5% of all LeetCode users that have crossed the 1,000 resolutions benchmark. Yet her response to this achievement is, well, as you can see, underwhelming. In this video, we'll be going over how Mansai came to the conclusion that solving 1,000 LeetCode questions is actually not all that important, what the right number of LeetCode problems to solve is, if any at all, and how you can use this knowledge to help you in your current situation, whether it's preparing for an interview, looking for a new job, or simply improving your coding abilities. And if you're wondering why you should even be listening to me, well, I managed to get a job just 2 months out of college in what is arguably one of the hardest job markets for software developers out there. And it was for one of the most competitive aeronautical companies in the market. Not only that, but just recently, and after 2 years of having that job, I quit and secured another job with one of the top 4 consulting firms in the US. So it's safe to say that I know at least a little bit about what it takes to get hired, in the very least, in this economy. That being said, just to give you an idea, the average LeetCode question takes roughly 20 to 30 minutes to resolve. And as a rough estimate, we can assume that Mansai has spent anywhere between 330 to 500 hours just solving LeetCode questions. And that's actually on the low end. Considering the large number of difficult problems that she solved, there's a very good chance that the actual number may be double that. In Mansai's case, we're talking nearly 3 to 6 months worth of 40-hour work weeks. And what exactly does she have to show for it? Well, she has a fancy little night badge on her LeetCode profile. Still, after achieving 1,000 resolves, we can't deny that her LeetCode problem-solving skills have improved. The question is, was the improvement worth the 6 months of concentrated effort that could have easily been spent anywhere else? For instance, in an internship, or maybe even building a project that you can link through your resume to actually showcase your abilities. Because let's be honest here, no one has ever thought that putting a LeetCode badge on their resume is a good idea. And if you have, then you need to take a step back and go down r/engineering resumes and rethink your entire approach. And if you're at all interested in the resume template that got me both of my jobs so far, leave a comment down below and I'll give it to you for free. Just keep in mind that it is a custom one that I built with LaTeX, so you will have to know some of the syntax. But honestly, it's pretty straightforward, and if you're watching this video, chances are that you won't have any issues with it, or you probably already know it either from your college classes or just from messing around. With all that being said, if solving 1,000 LeetCode questions is just too many, then that begs the question, well, exactly how many LeetCode questions should you be solving? And to answer that question, you first need to understand this. The majority of people that I've seen use LeetCode use it as a means of feeling productive when they aren't, instead of the tool that it's meant to be used as. To give you an example, anyone can take out a shovel and dig holes all day. But if those holes don't serve a purpose, such as for a foundation or for a fence, then you've essentially accomplished nothing by digging those holes. And that's exactly how I view people that use LeetCode with no clear purpose or intention. And no, solving 1,000 LeetCode problems is not a goal in and of itself, just like digging 1,000 holes isn't. And even so, you see devs bragging about this all the time, about their LeetCode streak or about how they've solved hundreds of problems, despite having a full-time job already and not really being in the search for another. To finally answer the question and give you my take on it, you really can't go wrong by solving anywhere between 50 to 100 LeetCode questions anywhere between 2 weeks before or during your job search, with the clear goal in mind of prepping for the technical interview. Solving LeetCode problems at any other point of time in your career or for any other reason just makes no sense. And that's not at all to say that some of you can't get away with less. What I would recommend is that you take a practice technical interview test, and if you can't answer the questions correctly within the given time frame, then go ahead and do a few more p-sets until you're able to get it right. But here's the important part. Once you have it down pat, there is no more reason to keep doing LeetCode questions. Instead, your time would be way better spent either sending out more applications or improving your resume with projects. LeetCode questions should not be looked at under the frame of more is better, but rather like a bodybuilder, you should be doing the minimum amount of sets needed to achieve your goals. And the remaining amount of time can be spent doing more important things. Just keep in mind that in the case of LeetCode questions, just like in the case of bodybuilding, sometimes doing more is actually just going to hurt you rather than help you. And finally, if you don't even have a project that you can link on your resume to showcase your abilities, then you shouldn't even be on LeetCode to begin with. And if you want to learn more about some projects that you can build on your own, you can check out the Code Crafters link in the description for more information. Thank you so much for watching. I know this one might be a little controversial, but I'll see you in the next one.